Group. Let's see.
Saying we're live.
We are live.
All righty, we are live. All right, well, welcome everyone to the Titano AMA. I just need to check and make sure that we are live, gang. So hang on for me 1 second. Hold on.
You know, I have the group open, so I'm just looking in there. Can you guys give us a thumbs up if you can hear us out there in the Titano universe?
Modern technology.
Wonderful. Here we go. Fantastic.
Okay, they can hear us?
I believe they can hear us. Let me just... Do you want to start, David? Do you want to say what we are here for and why we're doing this and who you are, who I am? And
Abso-freaking-lutely. All right. Hey, listen, thank you all for joining this AMA. We are here today to talk with you about your favorite subject, which is Titano, to answer a lot of questions around the project, and to talk to you about our future together. So we are extraordinarily excited. You have with us today me, David, and you also have my partner in crime, John, and both of us are core members of Titano. So we look forward to giving you guys a lot of information that you've been requesting, and some of it that you haven't. And we're going to get right into it. So let me give you a small breakdown of how this is going to go. We're going to give you an overview. We're going to talk about the milestones so far, and then we're going to talk about the future. And then we are going to answer some of the questions that you guys have submitted to us. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about the future. And then we have a special surprise. Anyway, all right, so here we go, guys. All the best to everyone. I hope everyone's doing well. I know the market's going crazy. Don't worry about that. It's part of crypto. Enjoy the ride. Let's get this thing started. So, John, can you please open for me or introduce yourself and say something to the people?
Yeah, hello everybody. It's nice to be here. We've been working together for quite a few months now on Titano. It feels like a long time, but actually, as you know, David, things move so quickly in DeFi that time seems to disappear. This is an incredible project. It's great to be here. It's great to get a chance to talk to everyone and, you know, really share our views and what we're doing. It's sometimes hard, I think you'll agree, when you're on the other end of a DeFi project with no, in this case, there's no face, right? So there's so many projects that are like this, and it's really hard to feel connected. So this is our way of connecting. And I hope that everyone's going to see, you know, the little secrets, the little things that we've been doing behind the scenes. I think you appreciate it already because you've seen how this project has grown significantly in the last month and a half. It's just exploded, and we are really at the very tip of this. It's incredibly exciting. So can you, David, for the people that don't really know about Titano, but they might be here for the first time, perhaps you can tell us why is Titano so special? I mean, what were the things that brought us here, and what did we see in it that we felt was, you know, really worth paying attention to?
Thank you. John and I, by the way, have a company, and we market and provide branding and positioning and vision for crypto projects, and Titano is our premier project. I've told a few people my story about Titano. I was an investor here. I loved this project. After getting into DeFi 2.0 and looking at projects like Aave and projects like Terra and the Olympus DAO and all of those forks, I was really excited about the revolution that was happening, and I wanted to see what else was out there. And I found Titano by chance before they launched. I got into the group and watched what these guys were saying. And then the project launched. I bought a little bit of it and it was flying. And then there was this first AMA that didn't go well. And by the way, the AMA didn't go well, not because of questions not being answered. It didn't go well because of the way it was set up. it just was not well done. And I watched all of a sudden the token dump and I went, no, not this project. This could be the one. This could be the one that I've been waiting for, something that could cause some change. And I talked with John and I said, John, we've got to get involved with these guys. These are good guys. They're straight. They got something. This is a real project. And John looked at it and said, David, I don't even know if you know what you're saying, because John's been in DeFi and crypto much longer than I have. He said, but there's something special here. And we talked to the guys and said, look, we think that we can add tremendous value to what you guys are doing. And those conversations turned into a working relationship, and it's been great since then. So that's our backgrounds. And we are extraordinarily excited to be Titans and to be working every day for you guys to turn what we all know is something special into its full potential. So what I'd like to do is I'm gonna let you guys know I have a ton of notes because there's so many things to say, and I don't want to that are important, and I don't want to miss any of them. So I've got pages and pages and pages of notes. So if at times it sounds like I'm reading, I am, but everything that I'm reading, I wrote or the guys wrote. It's our information for you guys. So let me walk you through a couple of things. Thank you all again for being here. On this journey, we look at it as a journey, and the journey really is to fulfill DeFi's promise of giving people tools that help them to gain freedom and control of their finances and their lives, right? We know that DeFi has sparked a revolution. There's more than $400 billion of value locked today and growing faster than any other financial sector in the world. So Titano is using DeFi as a foundation to provide for you what you know you deserve, freedom. Titano is a path, and we travel onto freedom and on that path together. I know it sounds dramatic, and it is, but that is what Titano is. And if we stay together, we will go places that we've dreamed about. So let me be clear. We are honored and humbled to play our part, and we thank you for your faith, support, and continued faith and support, because we know that without you, none of this is possible. Now, a lot of people are asking, what is Titano? Where did it come from? We are all over social. In fact, I did a search and found more than 198 videos on YouTube, gang, all about Titano. So you understand.
The really interesting thing, David, just to say, of the 198 videos on YouTube about Titano, there are only 3 sponsored videos. Only 3. That means people are talking about this, that people are talking about Titano.
Yeah, man, that's very, very true. And they say we came out of nowhere. But let me tell you, we did not just come out of nowhere. Titano's inevitable. The current times, overreaching governments, broken promises, right? All of those created a space for Titano. Titano is what all of us demand and deserve, right? That's what we're all working on together. So who are we? Well, let me for a second tell you who we are not. First, and I get this all the time, we are not an Olympus fork. Titano has studied that project, and several of the elements that Ohm uses, such as the treasury and RFV and an elastic token, we also use, but we use them differently. We also have core elements like buy and sell fees and an auto staking token that are completely different. Perhaps, though, the biggest difference between Titano and Olympus and its forks is that Titano is focused on constantly providing value and not excuses to its token holders. This is not own bashing, it's a fact. When we locked the APY at 102,483%, we made it clear what Titano is all about. We guaranteed the value goes to the token holders, not the treasury guys. This is not a crowdfunding project. This is a giving benefits to our token holders project. And we do it every 30 minutes, 48 times a day, every day, no excuses. So we're not an own fork. We're not trying to be. Those projects are what they are. We are what we are, and we're clear about what we are. The second thing that's very important in terms of what we're not is we are not a DAO. Now, the word DAO has been co-opted by a lot of projects. These DAOs are everywhere. By the way, 99% of these projects are not DAOs. And again, neither are we claiming to be right now. Yes, we have on our roadmap to become an organization where the community has a significant impact on key decisions, but We all want the best hands and minds steering this ship, so we have the best chance for success. So we will decide when we change things. And in the meantime, we will continue to listen to you guys, and all of your important ideas and concerns are important to us. This AMA will demonstrate that we are listening. Now, I told you what Titano's not. Let me tell you what Titano is. Titano is a developer-based project that creates products and services that push the limits of today's DeFi. Our focus is on simplicity, ease of use, transparency, and and to deliver the highest possible benefits to you guys, the Titans. We look at the marketplace and search for opportunities where we can improve things. When we find them, we act boldly. That's what you're seeing. The founders of Titano researched and participated in DeFi for years and developed the Titano auto staking protocol over many months. They took the best elements from several projects and developed some of their own to create something unique and powerful. Of course, like all tech, it needs constant attention and fine tuning to ensure it is working its best. When people say to me that Titano is too simple to believe, I always respond that this is a testament to how much work went into it and how much is going on behind the scenes to create the simplicity that the user experiences. And I also say that with this foundation, imagine what can come next, team. It has been an amazing 2 months together, Titanos, and in that time, we've grown considerably and reached several key milestones. Starting with the market cap of less than 400,000, Titano is now reaching more than 35 million. And we've been as high as 50 million, and we'll go higher. And we are holding up better than most other projects in the industry right now. Let me give you some of Titano's accomplishments that we can all be proud of. All right. Current wallet holders, 27,000 and adding 1,000 wallets per day currently. That places us in the top 1% of all small crypto projects. Current transactions are about 200,000, adding more than about 1,500 per day, also placing us in the top 1%. The Titano price is up more than 5,000% since launch. The current daily trading volume averages more than $1,500,000 daily, and that's more than a 5x over the last 30 days. We accomplished an AMA with the second largest investor group. We work with Telegram and Twitter influencers. As I mentioned, the YouTube videos have more than, or maybe I didn't mention this, have more than 250,000 views. We've been top trending number 3, number 4, number 7, and number 9 on CoinMarketCap. And we've been top trending number 1, number 5, and number 7 on Dex Tools. And our total audience is over 40,000 on our social channels. And we accomplished all of this, team, with a market that's not helping us.
I know, right? I got to just chime in there. I mean, we've gone through some incredibly red markets lately, leading up to Christmas, and still you look at how well Titano has held, and that's really testament to both the project, what people see in the project, and a big shout out to that community, which is supportive to the extent that they really bring in, like you said, 1,000 new wallets per day. That's incredible. During times when the market for everyone else is blood red. So yeah, right. incredible progress.
Oh man, it really is. It really is something to be proud of, and we should all be proud. I think, John, the best thing about it all is that the protocol is getting stronger. Liquidity pool has stayed over $4.5 million over the past month, and both the RFV and Treasury are growing consistently, which of course confirms our ability to just continue to pay rebases into the future. So it's a lot of stuff, a lot of great stuff happening, and again, it's a testament to all of us, team.
Yeah,
all of us doing this.
I just want to say on what you've just said there about Titano. What is Titano? It's a developer-based project, and I think this is so key. I mean, I'm looking at the comments in the live stream on YouTube right now. Hi guys, I can see you talking. So I'm looking at that as you speak, David, and it really is fantastic what we have here, because these are real developers. This is what I stressed to everyone in the community when we first came on board, and also what got me so excited when you told me to come and have a look at this, and when we chatted to the developers. These are real developers. They created Titano, they created this protocol. This is mathematically modeled, it's brilliant, and it works. It's sustainable. This is what people have been asking, and yes, it is. It's working, guys. Um,
Right.
we're not gonna bash other people that copy it. Copying Titano is just proof that it's working well, right?
Right.
But what I will say is, do be careful. We're not here
Right.
to bash anyone, but do be careful, because these are the guys that created Titano. This is the original project. This is the first. And so they understand the code inside out. They're not forking it. They're not copying it. They're not cloning it. These guys created it. They know where it can go, and they already planned those steps. So
Right.
anyone else coming on board at this point and copying it, yes, you may have a short run, but be careful, because no matter when you got in, someone got in much earlier than you, and perhaps they don't have your best interests at heart. But with Titano, these guys created the project. They have a long-term plan for the project, and they're really the only people that can develop it further, because, like I said, they are the originators. So
Right.
yeah, please keep that in mind, guys, as you see people coming in asking you to look at this project or that project. This happens everywhere in DeFi. I know you guys are much wiser than to click on random links, but do be careful. This is the original, and this is why we're here. Okay, David,
Right.
please carry on.
Yeah, thank you, man. That's very, very true. And a lot of people ask me about these other projects. I think there are 4, 5, or 6 Titano
Yeah, it's such
quote
a
unquote
compliment. It's
forks.
such a
Yeah, it,
compliment.
it is. It's flattering. I mean, when I go to the website, to their websites, and see my words written on their website that they copied word, it's flattering. However, there's very little way to tell what that project is. It could just be a picture. It could be, it could be they could have taken certain small elements and blah 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 blah. People assume when they hear the word fork that it's the exact project. It rarely ever is. And most importantly, is what you said, John. These are the guys that developed this protocol, this project. They know how to change things and modify and make things better. This is what's happened. Again, if you look at what's happened with Ohm and all of its forks, all those forks don't know what to do with the code. And so when things starts crashing, excuse my language, things start crashing, they have no idea what to do. So again, like you, I don't bash at other projects, and it's extraordinarily flattering. But guys, please be careful. Be careful, because none of them are connected to us in any way. A couple of them have come in the past to try to get connected with us, but we don't know these people or their intentions. So just be cautious. Okay, so moving along, I'm going to talk about how did we become one of the hottest projects briefly, and how do we keep it going? Because that's 50% of the questions that I get. But I'm going to break this up into 2 parts, right? So first, let's talk about how we got here. We all know a lot of it is related to the APY, right? Every 30 minutes, 0.039%, and every day, 1.899% of the tokens in your wallet are added. So our success is due to our product. We have an amazing product. The second thing is the team, right? You guys are wonderful, right? You are pushing Titano to everyone and anyone who wants to hear about it. And you're also contacting us with contacts and ideas and amazing additions to what we're doing. There's someone who created a dashboard to help you figure out all the different things that are going on with your Titano in the future, and and how to change variables. It's amazing. And these are the things that are adding to this project and keeping everyone excited. I'm also really proud of you guys, because when there is a negative video on YouTube, I read the comments and the Titans are out. And what's most incredible about it is you're not just bashing them, you're educating them, and you're saying to them, great, fantastic. Where in the world did you get your information? Did you do this? Did you go in the communities and ask any developers about any of your concerns? So all of that is really, really helpful, because I say to people, some of those negative videos are sending as many people to us as the positive videos, because people are questioning, well, what's this person's agenda? Remember, and John told me this. John said, David, a lot of YouTubers find any hot project and they make a contrary video because it gets them views. If everyone says, man, Titano's great, I'm making a lot of money, everything's great, they're going to make a video saying Titano's a scam, Titano's terrible, just to get video views. And it works, gang. So Let's continue to go there, voice our opinions. So you guys know I comment on any video that I see, positive or negative. And I always say the same thing. By the way, if you want any more information about Titano, please reach out to me. A few of those guys have, and I'm in conversations with them right now. And one who is questionable, I've had enough interaction with him where he said, you know what? I had no idea. This is amazing. So why are we having the success? What I'm talking to you about right now. It's been your support as well. It's been your support in some of the things that you guys are doing. Now, we also want you to know that we're listening to you. For instance, we were asked to burn tokens. We now do this weekly, and to date, we've burned more than $28 million in Titano tokens from the total supply. Right? We're also taking your suggestions on any and everything. So guys, keep it coming, right? It takes time for us sometimes to implement things, but we're looking at every single aspect of what we're doing to make things better. Next, John, if you're ready, I'd like to move into what's going on. What are we doing with Titano? Two particular things are sticking out to me. And so, you ready?
Yeah, go for it. Let's do it.
All right.
Oh, by the way, before you do, David.
Yes.
People are asking whether this is pre-recorded. My goodness.
No, this is not pre-recorded. It's live.
It's live. Yeah, fantastic.
No, it's not pre-recorded. Anyway, so let's go to the meat of the matter. All right. So I'm going to switch these in order, John. I'm going to talk about the Titano contracts first. What do you think?
Okay, fantastic. Let's talk about this. Is the big one, right? So if you guys have just, I keep seeing these. Why are you not talking? Give us a chance, guys. We're getting to it.
Man.
But, here we are. Here's the meat of it.
There have been YouTube videos and Twitter conversations and, and Discord, they probably got side groups and all this other stuff talking about the contract. I've answered these questions. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Please.
No, I'm just saying people are loving your singing, but yeah.
I'm going to start charging people with that. Okay. So guys, I've answered these questions by saying that as a new protocol, there needs to be room to make adjustments. You could create anything you want, but when you put that thing in the real world, no one knows exactly what's going to happen. And what I've repeatedly said is that Titano's commitment is to always benefit the group. And that takes time. And so now we've had months to take a look at things and see where we can and should make adjustments. So I want to be clear. Contract modifications and improvements are not based on YouTube videos. We're not watching some guy put up a video who made a lot of money in Titano and got terrified and took his money out. He's an idiot, by the way. And saying, oh my God, we're worried about this YouTuber. That's not how this works. This works. We look at the protocol, we see what's working, we make adjustments, and then we say, okay, we can make this better. You will see this constantly. The other thing is, with regard to the Solidity Finance audit, I always remind people, Titano paid for that audit. No one found that audit under a couch somewhere. Titano paid that audit, and if you go through that audit, Titano passed every single area of that audit. There's not one where Titano failed. And if you look at the area that people focus on, it says, and I'm paraphrasing, that because of the way the contract is written, you should have a lot of faith in the developers. That's what it says. It doesn't say danger, but it does raise concerns. So I don't want to put that aside. But I want you to know that in terms of why contract improvements are being modified, it's not in relationship to the Solidity Finance audit. It's relationship in Titano always wanting to be the absolute best. So with that said, I would like to now talk about the major changes coming to the Titano contracts. You ready, John?
Yeah, I feel like we should have some kind of lead-up music to this.
But man,
yeah,
next time
we'll prepare with some kind of drum roll. But yes.
Okay. So I'm going to talk you guys through this. So the first thing we're addressing is the mint function. Currently, the contract allows Titano to mint an insane amount of tokens. This was put in place in order to allow the project to sustain any future development updates or changes. The problem is that it also means Titano can do this, can create an insane amount of tokens and dump all the liquidity. That, my friends, is called a rug pull. Don't mistake it. When people do that, it is a rug pull. So here's what we are doing. We are removing this function entirely from the Titano contract. The mint function is 100% gone.
I'm
Did I
sorry,
say that
David.
clearly, John?
No, can you repeat that? What are we going to do?
I said the mint function is 100% gone. Titano's ability to mint an insane amount of tokens is gone, 100% gone from our contracts.
Wow. Okay. So
All
that's
right.
fantastic. So, just looking in there, getting the responses from the guys. Let me just, it says, oh shit, let's fucking go. LOL. Woo the fuck. No more FUD. That's awesome. So guys, if I pre-recorded this, my goodness, I'm good. I should play those lottery numbers because that was some good pre-recorded stuff. But yes, this is the big news, guys. In the going through everything that you said, there are some red flags in that people have been raising, and they're legitimate concerns.
Absolutely.
And this is one of the biggest things, that they could do to prove that they're in this for the long game.
But wait, John. Hold on. There's more.
There's more. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's do it.
Like we're like game show
keep
hosts.
going.
All right. Okay. So Titano, this is number 2. So number 1 is the mint function. Number 2 is the rescue token function.
Okay.
Right. So Titano has a rescue function token, where if someone looking to buy Titano sends the money to the wrong Titano address, they do not get their tokens, and those tokens are lost to them. The rescue function allows us to take those tokens out and send it back to the person that sent it.
Right. I've seen this so many times. So I see this in the chat when people say, I'm really sorry, guys, I've sent my Titano to the Titano contract. What can we do? And then what normally happens?
Normally happens, we can get those tokens, right? Not 100% of the cases, but in most cases, we can get those tokens and send them back to the sender.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So, and that's what our process has been. That's what we've been doing.
So that's the devs just doing that for the guys, right? The
that's right.
Members that have made a mistake.
So here's the problem. The problem is that if we can remove those tokens, we can also go in and remove all the tokens from the Treasury and RFV addresses.
Right. I see. So that's another concern.
That's another concern. So here's what's going on. We are removing the rescue function. It's out, guys.
Okay.
We cannot go into those wallets and remove tokens.
Right. Okay.
100% out. Now, let me say something as I'm saying that. In the future, if anyone sends tokens to those wallets, they cannot be returned. So please, gang, be careful. What I personally do is I either go to the Titano website or the CoinMarketCap and get the token address and use this in PancakeSwap. We're also going to have, by the way, the mods post messages on our socials to remind buyers that this function is no longer available, but it is now 100%. It's going to be 100% removed.
Okay, got it. So let's be clear. Right. The first thing is the mint function. So they'll no longer be able to mint however many tokens they wish. That's gone. That's right. 100% gone. And the second thing is, before they could previously go in and help people out when they'd sent money to the wrong Titano tokens to the wrong place, and they'd rescue those tokens and send them back. But in the future, they're also going to lose that as well. And so now that rescue token function is also gone. So no mint function and no rescue token function. Fantastic. All right. So number 3. David,
man.
There's more coming. Guys in the chat, I know you're chomping at the bit here. I know you want to hear everything, and we're getting to it. So by all means, number 3.
The big one, baby. The one that the number 1 on the chart.
This is the big one. I thought the first one was the big one. My God, this is bigger.
The first one was big. This is I don't know if you know what is it called? The Titans, the movie with the big Titans.
Oh yes.
The cartoon.
Yes.
Yeah, the Japanese cartoon. This is the big Titan.
Oh my
All right.
goodness. Wow,
Yeah,
wow.
here
No,
it
but
is.
David,
Yes.
can I just,
Oh,
there are
man.
so many people that are in that chat now, really desperate to get some FUD in, but yeah, struggling because we're giving them all the answers. What are they going to
Ev-
do with the rest of their day?
oh
Oh
my,
my
I
goodness.
know. What are they,
You
they're
know,
actually going to change those things? No way.
no
All right,
way.
so
Oh my
here it
God.
is. Here it
Let's hear it.
is.
Let's hear it.
The buy and the sell fees. So currently, Titano has a 13% buy and 18% sell fee when you buy and sell the token.
Right.
The current
Yes.
Titano contract allows Titano to raise those fees up to 100%.
Right.
I've heard Titano compared to Squid Token. They
Oh,
raise the fees up to 100%, no one can get out.
yep.
Okay, and what? And we think you guys are going to do that. Okay.
I see.
Well, how about this? We are upgrading the contract so we will eliminate our ability to raise the buy and sell fees totally.
Wow. So, oh my goodness. So you're gonna, I'm sorry, I can't stop laughing because I'm reading all the FUD, which is now irrelevant. Um, I'm sorry, guys, that keep fudding. You're so irrelevant now. Please have a lovely day. Take you some time to have a cup of tea and a biscuit and enjoy this third bit. All right. So basically, they
Yeah,
can no longer raise that 13 and 18%. Is that right?
correct. The maximum amount of fees Titano will ever be able to charge ever is 13% and 18%.
The maximum amount of fees that Titano will be able to charge is 13% on the buy and 18% on the sell.
They will never be able to go higher.
Never higher than that.
That's right. Now, let me.
Sorry, David, can
I'm
I
sorry.
ask you
Yes.
just to repeat that one more time? Because so many people are really struggling with the reading and, the listening. Let's hear it one more time.
Titano currently has a 13% fee when you buy and an
Uh-huh.
18% fee when you sell.
Right.
There is in the current contract, the contract allows Titano to raise those fees to anything up to 100%. Now,
Got it.
I could give you reasons why that's a necessary function.
Yeah.
However, I agree 100% that it's scary as hell.
Yes.
So, what is happening is the contract will be changed so
Yes.
that the maximum amount of buy fees ever will be
Yes.
13%, and the maximum amount of sell fees will be 18%.
Wow. Okay. Fantastic.
Okay, now let me also be clear. We are able and will be able to lower those fees down to any number to zero.
So we can actually have lower taxes if
We can have
necessary,
lower taxes,
but
if
never
necessary.
higher. But
Never
never
higher. Now, let me say something though about those fees, right? Because it's very important. They supply the rebase rewards, which happen every 30 minutes in your wallet. So they are critical to the protocol function, right?
Yes.
They also fund development of new projects and they pay for marketing. So in
Yes.
short, they make all the benefits that the Titans receive possible,
Yes.
right? So yeah, I've said this is the only token where when whales dump, it is a good thing because we all get paid.
Yes.
But with that said, the fees will never be allowed to go higher than they are right now.
Right. Perfect.
Bottom line.
Okay.
Okay.
Fantastic.
All right. So that's the big one. That's the main thing that I get. Everyone's going, well, what about those fees? All right. And John, you're not going to believe this, but there's more. There's more. Let's talk about
I kind of feel like we should just stop because it's so overwhelming already. Maybe the guys want us to stop because 3 massive things already. Perhaps this is enough. So the improvements so far include a mint function that's going to be gone.
Right.
Our mint function is going to be gone. The rescue token function is gone, so we can't rescue your tokens anymore. But that also gives more protection to everyone holding. And the third one, the big one. The buy and sell fees, there will be a max of 13% buy, a max of 18% sell. Should we stop, guys, or do we keep going? I think that's a lot. I think that's a lot. I mean, I'm sorry, they want us to keep going. Okay.
All right. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I got too excited and knocked over my microphone. All right. So the next thing is, this is number 4, if you're keeping count, is right now the owner of the Treasury and RFV are single signature wallets.
Correct. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
They are now being modified to become multi-sig wallets.
Okay. That's a big
something
thing
that people have talked about and wanted some response to. So there you have it. There you have it. So Those are all of the issues that people have been complaining about. And as I started off this part of the discussion about, this is not being done as a response. This is being done to improve things. And along those lines, we are going even further than these four important things. So let me add some additional things that are happening.
Can I just say before we go on, David?
Absolutely.
I know there's so many great people in our chat right now, and all the non-great people seem to have, well, they're having their cup of tea and biscuit, obviously. So it's really important that you guys join us now. You know, what I really want to say at this point is these are really big changes, and there will be a post about this, so you can all read about it. But if you are here in the chat, if you're listening to us right now, please, you know, take this information and share it within the community. You know, make our job a little bit easier, because we can't be doing this every single day, because we're trying to market the project, we're trying to develop the project, and, you know, let the devs do their work. So please share what we've just shared. This is all going to be happening. These are the changes that are being made. This is what we've been working on. This is why, you know, we're so excited. So please share that for us. Please, if someone asks, do it with kindness. We always say that. Do it with kindness in the community. Tell other people what we're doing. Tell them what we're doing. The four things we've said so far, one more time. We've got the mint function, that's gone. That's going to be gone. The rescue token function, that's also going to go. The big one, the buy and sell fee, is going to be limited to 13% buy and 18% sell. And the RFV and owner treasury wallets will no longer be single signature. They're going to be multi-sig. So that protects everyone. Okay, right. Please, David.
Excellent. So as I mentioned, we're even going further. We are upgrading the security and code logic of the contracts, right? We feel they can be better and stronger, so we're taking that on. Our goal is to make the Titano contract the most secure in crypto. So these are the reasons why we're taking on these particular improvements to things. And as you said, John, we are a developer project. These are real developers, and they're constantly looking at these things to make sure that we're protected, that we are secure, that things are positioned well. And also, let me add, creates more things that we can do on top of the contracts. So that's the forward-looking part of this.
Fantastic.
Absolutely. Okay, so now let's talk about timelines for all of this, right? These changes are being done right now, and a timeline for these changes will be announced shortly. But let me assure you with 100% clarity that everything I've mentioned to you regarding the Titano contracts will be done, 100%. So in the short while, and guys, yes, I'm being reluctant to give dates because these are not easy to do and they take time. And I don't want to give dates that we can't meet. But I can tell you as an example, let me go right into what's happening with CERTIC. A lot of people are asking what's going on with CERTIC. These changes are being made, and these changes have to be made before the CERTIC audit is complete. So things are being laid out in an order, right? In an order that makes sense, in an order that means that every other thing that comes behind it can be completed. So let us get through the process, get this done, and then right after it, the CERTIC audit announcement can be quickly made as well. Is that clear? Did I say that clearly?
Yeah, absolutely. And it should be noted that the team has been working with CERTIC.
Absolutely.
This is why, you know, this is why what I wanted to get across was that, as you said so rightly at the start, they paid for the Solidity audit themselves at the start, and then they had all that information, and they paid for a CERTIC audit. And as everyone knows, CERTIC is the gold standard. CERTIC is the one you want as well. And so they went in and they've been working alongside CERTIC to make sure that these changes, and when they have them fully audited and released, you know, you guys are going to have something which is 100% safe.
Absolutely. So bear with us as you have. We're working on it every day, and we're getting closer every day. And what I tell people is the great news is everything's going well. But it's a process, as John said, and it's not some static process. I personally think audit is the wrong word. I think, you know, project improvement is probably a closer understanding or a closer definition of what's going on with CERTIC. But as John said, it's something that, that we engaged, right? They didn't come to us and say, hey, you want an audit? We sought out the best and said, look at what we're doing and tell us, how we should make changes, how can we improve things? And it's a process, it's a back and forth. We're happy to undertake it, and results will be coming soon. All right. Well, we got through it, and I wanted to put the big stuff, most of the big stuff up front. All of it's big stuff, but I wanted to give you guys some of the things that were causing you dis-ease and causing you concern about who we are and where we're going and what our intentions are. So this is what our intentions are, to provide safety, security, and growth to the project. All right. John, anything else you want to add on those topics?
No, I think that's covered it pretty thoroughly.
All right, perfect. All right, so let's move along because there's more. Next is let's see.
Yeah, just at that point, it's a good moment to say, because I saw some people commenting. It's just, what is Titano? What are they trying to achieve? And so far, this kind of leads us perfectly into this area, right? So
all right,
if that's what you're interested in, guys, if you wanted to know what's next, well, given that we can secure this, make it safer for everyone, make it more of a comfortable place for you. Now, what comes next? All
right, great question. So what comes next is, in order to build any project, in order to build any company, right? It's not just a crypto company or a blockchain company or Titano. It's any company. If you started a supermarket, or if you started a car dealership, you've got to come up with new use cases, with new projects, products, services, in order to have people interact with what you're doing, right? You think about a car dealership, they have so many cars, Toyota does, because many different people come in and they may like a truck or an SUV or a car. So their job is to give a variety and offer different types of services. They might offer servicing for their car, they might offer insurance, they might offer an ability to get a loan. So all of those things, our job is the same. And so at Titano, what we've been working on, in addition to everything else, is coming up with these additional use cases to allow people to interact with the project more.
Can we start with play? People ask.
Oh man, yes.
Start with play, because that sounds like it's going to be fun.
Play is coming. I mentioned to a bunch of people that play is based on something called a prize-linked savings account, which is a project that got started in the US, and it's aimed at getting people to save more money. And what they found was, if you create, sort of gamify savings, that more people will save money. And it worked. And it worked so well that it's now in 33 states in the United States. Titano Play is based on that, but it's got, in Titano fashion, some additions that make it even cooler, right? So let me give you some sort of outlines about Titano Play. So you will deposit your tokens into Titano Play to participate in a chance to win a large amount of Titano. And this will be weekly. You can participate as long as you would like. There are penalties if you withdraw your tokens in less than 10 days. So if you withdraw in 9 days, there will be a penalty. If you withdraw in 8 days, that penalty will drop down 10% every day until after the 11th day, or on the 11th day, there will be no more penalties. Now, a few important things about Play. If you participate in Titano Play, you will renounce your current rebase rewards in exchange for a chance to win the large prize. Prize will vary from week to week. How could it be? Well, it will depend on how many players enter and the amount of tokens they pledge. The Titano tokens that are deposited, they create a rebase reward that is accrued as the prize, and it will be paid out to the winner. There's no entry fee for Titano Play. So a lot of people have come back and said, well, wait a minute, if I take my Titano tokens out of my rebase rewards and I don't win, so here's what the team has created. And this is the innovation. They've integrated a reward system into Titano Play. So A huge amount of Titano tokens will be deposited into a faucet wallet. This wallet will receive rebase interest and distribute them among all participants in play, giving an alternative interest and at the same time allowing anyone to participate in play and win the big prize. So it's coming, and we're working on it as fast as possible. However, the contract changes have to be completed first. So we're moving things in order. Guys, please bear with us. If I haven't answered your questions sufficiently with play, just know all of this. There's additional information in the white paper. I tried not to copy too much of that information because you guys can go there and read it. But details will be explained to you guys, and maybe we'll even John do like an explainer video.
Yeah,
That might be a good
absolutely.
idea.
I mean, for all of these things, you know, there's going to be a white paper, there's going to be proper documentation, so you guys can see exactly what's going on, and how the rewards will work, etc.
That's right. So Titano Play is our first use case, and it gives us stakers or Titano token holders reason to hold their tokens longer. It gives new Titano token holders a reason to join our community. So this is the idea of it. And at the same time, it relaxes and relieves some of the pressure on the APY and on the contracts and on the RFV and treasury. So you'll hear a common theme of that as we go along and as we introduce our new use cases. We are aware of that. And our goal, again, is to make the project as strong and as sustainably long-term as possible. Titano Play is the first example of that.
Yeah, it's really about giving those long-term holders, the people that really believe in Titano, a chance to get a bit more, you know, get a bit more out of this, because they're here for the long term. So they
Right.
deserve the opportunity to play, as it were.
I love it.
Yeah,
love it.
and this is, I think this is where we're leading to next in this conversation, is the fact that the first step with any ecosystem, and that is really what they're trying to build here, is to establish the token, to distribute the token, to get it out there. So in the beginning, you take something like Bitcoin, you take something like Ethereum, it has no value until everyone has one, right? Or has access to it. So the similar cases here, we have to get the token out there, and that's what they've been doing. And as you said, 27,000 holders and 1,000 every day, is it? Wallet holders?
Yes.
And so now yeah, the numbers are incredible, but now people are starting to hear about it. Now people are starting to be able to own it. And even if you only own a little bit of Titano, just by holding it, you're going to get more. And if you believe in it and you really want to, you know, stake, and you can now do so with Titano Play. And this will lead us to the next step, which is, what can you then do with the tokens beyond just holding them? What is the further incentive? And so I'll let you take this.
Okay, thank you, John. And I'm gonna give us a slight side detour, but it's a slight side detour that is extraordinarily important. And that is, one of the projects that's in development right now is our mobile app. And the mobile app is critical to a project like Titano, because what it will allow us to do is to on-ramp people who want to use fiat to get involved in Titano, and people who are reluctant to learn as much as you currently have to do in order to involve yourself or interact with a project like Titano. You know, I don't realize how much I've learned about moving myself around the DeFi space until I have to train someone else how to do it.
That's true. That's true.
Oh man, it's funny when you just get a MetaMask and, you know, do all this and add the Binance Smart Chain and then go to Pancake Swap, and I go right in the middle. I'm like, what the hell am I? I just said Pancake Swap like it's a normal word. You know, like but to me it is. And so, you know, having ways for people to simplify that, which again is a part of our core ethos, creates the opportunity for us to on-ramp multiples of the amount of people that we have. And so Titano has thought about this. So they're developing a mobile app. And that is one of the projects that is on the timeline and moving very quickly. It's complicated, guys. You know, there are many pieces and parts to this, but it's currently being developed.
Amazing. So basically, people will be able to buy. The aim is for people to buy and track their Titano holdings using an app.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that includes every project, every Titano project. You'll be able to track where you are with Titano Play and with NFTs and everything else we've got going on through that wallet. We're
Okay, you
also
mentioned you mentioned the word
Oh, I
NFT.
didn't want to say it, but I
Oh
had to
man,
because you brought
David,
it up, John,
David,
the way you
David.
did. All right. Let me say also, we're looking at all different types of features, and one of the things that I'm going to push for, I'm not going to. Yeah, all right, and that is finding ways to reward Titano holders for bringing other people on board. I think it's something we should consider. I'm dropping that here as we develop this mobile app because I think it's a great feature. I'm going to move along right now. All right. So now, since I said the N word, and N is for NFTs, let's talk about what we're doing with NFTs. So, foundation is our agenda is that whenever we get into an area of crypto or DeFi, we want to innovate. So, in looking at NFTs, we envision the Titano NFTs having three phases. The first phase is dedicated to a generation of collectible NFTs, right? A series of them, which will put us into the NFT space. And those are, can I say it, John?
Of course.
They're underway right now as we speak. Right now as we speak. And I love it. The second phase is creating Titano tap based NFTs. This phase will start a revolution in this sector, creating the first high yield collectibles in the NFT space. Now, let me say that again. The second phase is creating Titano tap-based NFTs. This phase will start a revolution in the sector, creating the first high-yield collectibles in the space. When I talk about Titano, John, one of the things that I say that's special about us is we have an ability to turn anything in this space into something innovative and special. And this is a great example of it. Great example of it. The third phase involves an expansion in the gaming sector, right? Utilizing those NFTs by providing articulated play to earn and play to participate or participate to earn NFT based games. We're creating we're creating these and we do expect others to try and follow, but we will be the leaders. If you heard a new phase, participate to earn, you're right. That is a new phase. And what we are talking, new phrase, and what we're doing is we're saying that everyone that participates in the project utilizing our protocol will earn. No one can say that right now, and no one's doing it. We are.
Amazing.
NFTs are being developed. We will provide information as they move along. Guys, it's a common theme you'll hear because we do not want to make promises and make dates, and the dates come and go and they don't mean anything. So as things firm up, we will let you know.
Yeah, you know, this is something which obviously irks people if they don't understand the process so well. I understand it's tricky when you're looking in from the outside, but if you look at everything that's being talked about, these NFTs, they're not just JPEGs, they're not just simple artwork. There is a meaning to them. And knocking out some nice JPEGs can be done over a weekend and a bottle of scotch. This is not that, guys. They're trying to make something here worth buying, and by worth buying that means it's going to pay you back. It's part of your investment. It's part of the ecosystem that they're building. It gives utility, real utility, rather than simply something to look at on your desktop or on your phone. So yeah, give them the space to breathe on this, but be aware that they are actually going ahead with this right now.
Excellent. Okay, and now next, Metaverse. Now, Metaverse is hot, 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 hot. We all know that, and we also know that we need to be there, but we do not want to lose our focus, gang. And Metaverse is a major undertaking. So, how we're approaching involving ourselves in the Metaverse is we're taking a very strategic approach. Let me give you a few steps. Number one, we're using our NFT and gaming and the gaming assets that we require to launch us into the Metaverse. This foundation will help us to find the smartest ways to enter and manage it. Number two, work with partners. Partners are, John and I are big on partners. Partners help you to to increase everything that you're doing, to help you to co-market, to help you get into projects faster and smarter,
Yeah,
all
and
those sorts of things.
also introduce, you know, your project and your product to a whole new audience, which is you know, one of the biggest things you can do. You want to
Oh,
keep
absolutely.
sharing this with more people so that it really becomes like a currency that everyone knows, right? And it should become like
Mhm.
the US dollar. That's the ultimate goal, so that you can use your Titano here, you can use it within the metaverse through these different products. These are the why you need partners. This is why you need them.
Right. I'm going to say this, even though it's uncommon for me to say. Well, it is uncommon for me to say, and that is you'll see a really cool metaverse project partnership announced very soon that will show you how serious we are about being a player in the space. It's going to come out of nowhere. It's going to come out of left field, but you'll see it. The third thing is TAP allows us to make any metaverse project better. So we intend to work with existing metaverse projects to improve the benefits they provide to participants in their metaverse. They will also, excuse me, add value to you Titans. So that's going to be the reciprocal relationship that we create.
Right.
All right. So that's our metaverse stuff. And next is going to be our community questions. But before we do that, John, before we do that, I'm gonna ask you to do something. Can you? There's been a lot of comments and questions to me about marketing. And if you guys don't know, John is one of the, how do I describe him? John has worked on dozens of crypto projects in the space, and he is recognized as one of the guys who knows exactly what they're doing in terms of marketing crypto projects. And he's taught me a ton. And sometimes my natural instincts aren't always the right instincts. John has access to all the YouTubers and the Twitter guys, and you name it, all of them. But he always talks about smart marketing. And so I want him to talk a little bit about, because everyone's going, hey, why aren't you guys, and we should be, da, 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 da. But it's got to be smart done. So smartly done. So John, can you please kind of talk a little bit about our marketing approach and what's going on there?
Yeah, and thank you, David. I mean, I don't know, about all that, but
Ah,
but I will say this. You know, it has to be smart marketing, because otherwise you're throwing money. You're throwing money down the drain. It's incredibly tricky, this space, incredibly tricky, because everyone's looking for the next thing, right? Every day they're looking for the next thing. The amazing thing about Twitter, Telegram, Discord is that you have an immediate reach. You put out a comment and you expect a response within a few minutes. If you don't get the response, you say, oh, why is no one listening to me? And even if there were a million comments that came after yours, you'd still be saying, oh, no one answered my question. Well, it's tricky. It's incredibly difficult to be heard. And that's just within one community. So imagine trying to sell your product or promote your project to all these different communities, all these different people with 1,000 different projects in front of them. When you start looking at the numbers, when you start looking at the challenge here, you realize just how deep it is, just how large it is. So you have to build things up. It's very easy to do a YouTube video, pay for one, get one of the big names on board, or pay for an Instagrammer and get them to do a shout out, get Lindsay Lohan to come on and say something wonderful, even though she knows nothing about crypto. It's easy to do those things and spend a lot of money. And really you might get a little interest, but do you have the substance to back it up? Do you have the materials to say, when the people arrive in your Telegram, do you have the community to be able to support them? And that's what we've been working on. So whether you realize it or not, and I think our core community understands this, we've been giving them the tools to share this project with everyone. We've been putting out fantastic communication from yourself, David. You've been in there with AMAs. We've done other AMAs. People say, why did you do this AMA? Was anyone looking? Well, actually, yes, because we're answering the questions, and those questions get answered again and again. And if you type Titano into your Telegram, it will come up in different groups because so many people are talking about it. And that marketing, my friends, is the most powerful marketing you can do, when the community itself is talking about the project, when the community itself believes in it. That's the best marketing you can do. That said, The devs, the team has spent a hell of a lot of money. We're
Right.
paying for a lot of things, and it's constant. It's all the time. A lot of that money is going into things that you wouldn't realize. There's trending. You sometimes need to give the trending a little boost. That can be up to $20,000 a day or more. And that money is being spent so that people come and see the project, and then they stay once they realize going back a step, once they realize that the community is great, once they realize that the team has real answers to real questions, once they realize that the moderators know their stuff, then they stay. They find the project because of all these little things we do, and then they stay. The reason we're getting so many YouTubers talking about it is not because we pay them. Like I said, we've sponsored a few videos, but people come and they want to talk about the project because the project is outstanding. It is outstanding within the space. So now we're getting that real marketing. We're getting that real result, which is organic. It's really organic. People are talking about it. You did an AMA, a fantastic AMA with that YouTuber channel recently, and I really recommend people look at it again. Do you have the link, or maybe we can share that link?
Yeah, we'll share it. People share it all the time. Can I add a little aside to that, John?
Of course, of course.
It's interesting. I saw those guys had done a video of Titano, and it was just spectacular. I mean, these two guys in Singapore who essentially set up their little channel to give people that don't have access, typical wouldn't have access to crypto, to good crypto information. They set up this little channel. And I was just, I saw the Titano video, and I went, who in the world are these guys? They did such a deep dive into Titano. It was really amazing to me. And then when I saw what their channel was about, helping people, I said, let me reach out to these guys. And I said, listen, guys, I'd love to do an AMA with you. And they couldn't believe, you're going to really do an AMA with us? I said, absolutely. Let's get on and let's talk. And that little video, if you look and see how many typical views their videos get, they get 50 views, 100 views, 150. That video's got more than 7,000 views. And I'd be willing to bet, I mean, I get all kinds of comments. Oh, David, great AMA, great AMA. And I always say, it's not just me, it's them. Because their genuine passion about Titano and spreading the word, because they're looking for something like this. I communicate with those guys still. I'm going to do another AMA with them. They become friends because they go, man, this is, David, we've been in so many projects. We've never seen anything like this. And that's all genuine. So it's exactly, and you taught me that, John. It's not about going out there and paying, BitBoy $100,000, right? And and hoping for the best. It's about building this thing up organically. So I appreciate your comments on that, and please continue.
Yeah, and just on that, you can go and pay for these really big guys. Do they really care about the project, or do they take the money and put out a video, and are they really saying what you want and hope that they'll say? Because do they really understand the project? And if you look at everyone that has done a video for us, they all understand the project. If you look at Jesse, he loves the project. He invested himself. That marketing you cannot pay for, but you create by working with the community. That marketing, you work with the community, it's all organic, and people like Jesse invest, and then they want to talk about it, just like we all want to talk about it, because it just works. The project works. So that's our approach. We're doing this the right way. We're building a project, and by the time this is mass, we will have those things in play. So we will have, our new contracts. We'll have our NFTs. We'll have Titano Play. We'll have the mobile app. And at that point, we will be ready for mass consumption. And that's what you want. You want it to grow like this. You want it to grow with those little channels, that Singaporean channel you're talking about, with their few hundred, few thousand people. You want those people to come, embrace this early stage, get on board, start earning, and then they're well set. The people you want to repay are these early people who stay with the project from day one and accumulate, 100 Titano tokens at a time. Why not, right? And later on, it's going to be worth a lot more. So, David, can we move from here to community questions?
Absolutely. Thank you for that, John. Thank you for that. Thank you very much. All right. So a lot of the questions that were sent are copies, right? People had a lot of questions about the contracts, about Titano Play, and most of those questions have been answered. So I'm going to skip a lot of those and just go to some of the things that we have been focused a lot on today. By the way, guys, we are an hour and 11 minutes into this AMA. I knew it was going to take some time. Bear with us. Hopefully you're getting your questions answered and hearing things that you guys were hoping to get answered to.
We do have about 10 minutes left, David, I think. So let's
Okay.
run through these community questions as
All right, you
quickly as we
got it.
can. Okay.
All right. So one of these.
Let me ask if I can. Can I do the asking? I enjoy this. I
Absolutely.
like feeling like the interviewer. So, Mr. David, curious to hear, first question, curious to hear the team's outlook on sustainability through to the end of 2022. So a lot of you have been
All right.
asking again in the chat today, how is this sustainable? Please go ahead,
Okay.
David.
Okay. So as you're hearing, guys, the team has a huge vision regarding the expansion of the Titano ecosystem, including many features that will let users spend their time and get rewarded on the platform. Titano Play fits into this model, and there are a lot of other projects planned. Remember, it's about use cases. We have to find ways that people can utilize the token, buy and sell the token, and these ways should not weigh heavily on our APY, right? Our APY is set. Keep in mind, what we've done is we've flipped things around. Typically, you buy a token and you run around trying to find a use case to help that token become valuable to you. Here, we've created a token where it's immediately got value for you. And so now we're filling in the use cases. So that's what's going on, knowing that as a result of filling in those use cases, they will constantly give you what you want, which is that continued 102,483.58% APY. So that's what we're doing. So how do we do that? Not just the 2022, but beyond, and I'll talk a little bit about this right at the end, is we continue to do what we're doing, right? We bring all these additional use cases and we market them properly and position them in the marketplace, and then we continue to go on and on and on and on.
Yeah, and I hope, thank you, David, and I hope everyone, if you were listening earlier, the things we talked about, that is exactly how this becomes sustainable. The token, Titano token, is the foundation, is the basis of everything that's coming next. Which leads me into question 2. Any chance these NFTs will generate higher rebases in the future?
Short answer, yes. And I answered that question earlier. It will be one of our foundations that there will be higher rebases. Absolutely.
Okay, fantastic. So on to number 3. I don't have a question, but I want to comment. Fantastic. Here we go. I love the concept of Titano, that it's the first auto staking and fixed APY. Just reading this question. Can you guys come out with another crazy idea that no other crypto projects have done before, so that something that so that people won't stop talking about it?
How? Okay. Well, because we are driven by developers and inventors, right? We are always looking to push the envelope. So yes is the answer to that question, because also we're wild and crazy. I am fully expecting that other things that will have the industry talking will be released. Titano Play should do that, right? These NFTs should do that. Every project that I think we lined up, right, pushes things in one way or another. So again, the short answer is absolutely yes. Look for some craziness.
Fantastic. So question number 4, I think we've answered this already, but how come the owner can withdraw all the BNB and ERC20? I don't know why that's in there. Tokens in the contract at any time.
Right. So we've already answered that, and those will be completely removed from the contracts.
Wonderful. Number 5, many of us are concerned about defining the white paper that allows the team to raise the tax to 100% and withdraw BNB from wallet. How will this be resolved and modified?
Right. That's all been answered again. The contracts will be changed, and that will not be possible.
Correct. Yeah. So no minting, no more ability, no more power to raise the taxes above 13% buy and 18% sell. Okay. Next question. Hi guys, I'm so glad to be a part of this community and have been for a while. Thank you. Well, thank you very much to you. We appreciate you. My question was: we know that each transaction has a tax that goes to the treasury and the RFE and liquidity, but where does the rest go after the 13% and 18%? What happens to the remainder?
Okay. This is a common question. So sometimes, John, when you go to PancakeSwap to buy, you have to put your slippage in higher than 13% when you purchase and higher than 18% when you sell.
Right.
Right. Now, it's clear, what should be clear, and I've said this repeatedly, and I'm happy to repeat it, Titano's taxes never change. You are only paying 13% when you purchase and 18% when you sell. However, the slippage is a function that's demanded by PancakeSwap. So we're not changing the fees. They are hard coded into the contract that those are what our fees are. Any additional money would go to Pancake Swap. But let me say, I typically leave my slippage at 25%. And I don't check it every single time, but I believe every time I've checked it, even at those higher amounts, there's still only been 13% on the buys, and I don't know if I've sold any. But so just because you're adding more slippage doesn't necessarily mean there will be. I believe it could be, but none of that money goes to Titano.
Yeah, yeah. Do be careful, guys. Don't copy David. David's so frivolous there. He's don't put necessarily a
No,
25%
sorry.
slippage because that you may get front run sometimes. But the thing is, as David right.
John, wait a minute. You know more about that than me, so please educate people.
Oh no, just if you put a high slippage, it allows the price to move. And what's actually happening is
I see.
yeah, so you would still get your transaction through should someone ahead of you buy just before you, the price goes up, but you'll still get your transaction through. The problem is sometimes there are front-running bots which check what transactions are going through. It's in the same mempool. This is a bit technical, but basically they up the gas, they jump in ahead of you, they spike the price, you buy it higher, and then they sell cheaper. Sorry, they sell it, and then you end up having paid a higher sum for the same thing, and they take out their profit. So don't leave a really high slippage, guys. Gradually increase your slippage. Start at 13% on the buy. If it doesn't go through, go to 14, go to 15. Be very careful, be cautious. But the underlying point David made here, which is absolutely right, is Titano's not taking any more money from you. They take no more than the 13% or the 18%. The difference when you're paying extra in slippage terms, the 14, 15, 16, you're paying the extra 1, 2, 3% sometimes. That is purely based on the slippage in Pancake Swap. So Titano doesn't get that. They're not taking any more money from you. It's just to get your transaction through. Sometimes you have to have a bit of extra slippage. Yeah,
John,
I work with that.
I just learned something, and you should know that while you were talking, I just moved my slippage down to 14%.
Wonderful.
See how much I listened to you?
Guys,
I just learned it. I had no idea. But when he said that, it terrified me, and I just changed my slippage. Thank you, John.
You sure this isn't scripted, David?
Absolutely not, man.
Okay, so question 8, I believe. I have some worries about Titano's top wallets. David, could you answer that?
Okay, yeah. Okay, so this is a common question. I'm sorry, he added more. He said, I made some investigation of those wallets and found that 3 of the top 10 wallets are the same holder. Why don't you continue?
Yes. So this guy is asking, sorry, our community member is asking, I made some investigation of the top wallets and found that 3 of the top 10 are the same holder. And actually he owns at least 5 more quite big wallets, around 28 million Titano tokens altogether, worth $3 million altogether. In the liquidity pool, there are 22 million Titanos at the moment, and he has sold around 2 million Titanos so far in parts from different wallets, and is the biggest reason for the dip. How can I be sure that this one guy doesn't sell all his Titanos? What would happen if this happens? He pretty much eats all the volume, etc., etc. So the question is basically that David, he sees that there are 3 out of the 10 wallets, and then also 5 more big wallets, around 28 million Titanos, and he's worried about these big wallets because they hold quite a lot of US dollar worth, right? Can we answer that?
Right. Yes, we can answer that now. And, a lot of people have brought this question up, and a lot of people have brought up the idea of putting a whale tax and all sorts of things. What I can say is at the moment, here's how I think we should look at it, right? These people that bought in early into Titano and that are now whales, maybe they bought in with a lot of Titano, or maybe they grew their Titano up to this stage. It doesn't seem fair to penalize them for supporting this project. And I think we have to be careful about that. And if we ever do implement anything, I think we need to be really thoughtful, John, about how we do that. Because, right, where's the right sort of number, or where's the right thing to do so we don't scare away people from the project, right? And that we've got to consider as we move forward. And as I said, in terms of what's happening now, yes, they're whales, and like just about any project has. But they're supporting us, and they have supported us. So we can look at all the hypotheticals, but again, I think we just need to be cautious about how we move to make sure that we don't act out of fear. We act because we want to get a specific desired result.
Absolutely. That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Now, let me add a little bit more to that because there's some other things some of the guys said, Marty, Rob, and Julius about this. That's technical stuff. So I'm reading from my notes, but it's important. Okay. So there are concerns about the sell power these whales have. If a whale sells all his token, the liquidity will certainly suffer, but also the funds dedicated, meaning the revenue we generate, will likely cover that big sell. We've seen big sales before and have not ever and have always been able to recover. So we're confident. Additionally, as we continue to grow and both the liquidity pool and the treasury grow and the RFV, there will be less of a worry that one person or a small group of people who sell will disrupt things. Our goal is to keep building and growing, and this will lower the risk of all negative things happening. Another factor to consider is that in a big sell, the value that is sold is subject to a price variation, which according to the liquidity can be medium or large. So this price impact will help lower the impact that the big sell. So let me translate this from text speak. So if someone sold a large amount of Titano at, let's say, 12 cents, by the time that entire amount was sold, he might push the token price down to 8 cents. I'm picking numbers, guys. So as he goes down, he's making less of an impact, right? So what I'm saying is it's not, if you look at how the question initially was worded, it doesn't really operate that way. It wouldn't really happen that way. And again, every sale, we're getting fees. Every sale, we're getting fees. So one of the things you hope to find when you create a project like this is what's happened. And guys, we've had big sells. And I'm happy to report that the protocol has recovered every single time. And quite honestly, as the RFP and as the treasury continue to grow, we don't see, and also the liquidity pool, we don't see anything in the short run being of great concern for us. And again, in the long run, we're working on creating additional use cases, which will create additional revenue that will grow the treasury, the RFV, and the liquidity pool even more.
Yeah, and to your point, David, and as the devs, put quite rightly, any impact is mitigated because, as you can see, the bottom line is we're growing incredibly quickly. 1,000 people per day will soon grow to more, and especially as we add the utility, we add the app, which will allow people to buy Titano directly from their phones. As we do these things, the onboarding will become easier and faster.
Right.
So yes, absolutely. If you guys are in Titano right now, then good on you. Why should you be punished for being early? No, quite the opposite. Stake, earn more Titano. By staking, I mean auto stake, earn more Titano. Play, use the Titano play option to make more potentially, and yeah, you shouldn't be punished.
Become a whale.
Become a whale. And remember, where there are whales, there everyone follows, right? This is the way it works. So you want these people here. You want the money in Titano, and this is going to be very, this is going to be very important for the project. Just before we move on to the next question, David, just noticing some chat in the YouTube channel. Yes, regarding the audit will be completed when these new changes are made, and that's with Certic. So
yes.
There's no issue about that whatsoever. So yes, the audit's being carried out as we speak, as it were. And
that's question number 9, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry. So question number 9.
No. That's it.
Any updates on the Certic process? Yes, they're working on it right now, guys, and with all the improvements, they're integrated into this, and this is why it's so amazing to work with really the best auditors in the business, because they are working with the devs, and you can't do that if you want real devs, let's put it that way. So yeah, we have real devs. We're really building here, and it's going to be a fully audited project as soon as with Certic, I should say, with the new contract. So yeah, nothing to worry about. Number 10, I believe.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. I have a point about the backing price supported by the RFV that would be great to talk about during the AMA. When someone raises a question about this and the other variables in the Discord, the answer is always the same. There are too many variables. Would like to know all the variables that are in play in the long term. Probably not me, but someone can do some math or at least predictions of what could happen in the long term by knowing the variables. My goodness. Okay, David, do you know all the variables?
Oh man, now listen, John, I was in Discord and this person asked me, I'm one of the people he asked about the question, and I didn't mean to push it off, right? And I understand what he's trying to do. He's trying to figure out what everyone wants, certainty. Like, I want to know when or if the Titano project will collapse. Like, what could I be waiting for to see, to know, oh my God, it's about to collapse? And what my response is that there are a huge amount of variables to try and figure that out. I would love to have a formula myself. So let me, rather than dodge the question, because I wasn't dodging it before, but let me give you an idea of the variables. So here's a list of them. There's the token price. There's the amount of tokens per holder, the total tokens staked and the rate at which staked tokens are increasing or decreasing, the amount in the RFV, the treasury and the liquidity pool, the speed at which each is growing or increasing over a long enough period, the amount of tokens burned and when, and of course, the buy and sell fees must be considered. This does not include, by the way, any other Titano projects we are doing, in addition, right, to what those would add to everything that's going on. So there are a lot of moving parts. Now, with all of this said, let me focus on a few of those components that are important for the short term and some of the long term, right? In the event of panic selling, the RFB balance, because this is the heart of this question. How, what should I be looking for? What's important? So here's some things that you should know that help you to be more comfortable. In the event of panic selling, the RFB balance is dedicated to buying back and burning tokens with the goal of ensuring a recovery. This is also a part of the treasury. So the treasury and the RFV work together, right, in case of a huge dip. So there are mechanics built into the protocol that seek to save the project. Now, again, well, David, how do you know? Like, what's the number? And again, there are all of these variables that have to be considered. But the great thing is we don't have to be concerned about them. The protocol is doing it. Well, how do you know that? Because it's doing it now. See, it's working right now. And it hasn't failed. Second, the backing price of the token is determined by the purchasing power of the RFV and treasury, which will start backing the price when the pair supply is 2.5% of the total supply. So that's a long statement. You guys have the video. If you want to go back, you can also read the white paper that helps you to try to understand that better if it's something that you're concerned about. So short term, we've got a mechanism that's designed to catch things if things go off guard. Is it 100% fail-safe or foolproof? Guys, we'll see. What I can say to you is we've never had a scenario where it didn't work. That's what I can tell you. Okay, so long term, and this is a little bit of a longer answer. So what are we going to have in place long term, John, to help us to support what's going on, and again, to have some certainty? We talked about a lot of it, right? Our project expansion includes deflationary features, right? So we're going to create projects that cause deflation, right? Titano Play should cause deflation, right? Our buy and our sell fees both have an important role in the proper functioning of the protocol. They build a solid floor and meantime permit an ever-growing liquidity, which is great for us, right? Game theory, guys. What is game theory? Game theory says that if you and I are both playing a game and I look over and I see you and I realize, you know what, if I played with John, we could go further in this game. That's what's happening in Titano. That's what's building our community. If you go into the community conversations, everyone's talking about, hey, man, what can we do to keep this thing going? That's game theory. Human nature. We all want to win, and we're constantly trying to judge the best way to win based on our current circumstances. The longer we deliver for token holders, the stronger our community will become, even as life circumstances will occur. If we can become a positive resource, we will become more and more attractive, making success easier for Titano as time goes along. So those are the things that are in play. We're using all of them, right? We'll learn, we'll adapt, we'll transform, we'll evolve based on how the market's playing out, how the project's playing out, community needs, market conditions, new tools and strategies that become popular. All of these things, right, will allow us to be nimble and change and modify and become better. That, my friends, is the best it gets in crypto. There is no promise. This is the best that it can get. And by my estimation, is pretty darn good.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, I mean, that's how you sustain a project, right? You have to tie in all these aspects. You have to think about all these things. You have to model all these things, and this is what the devs have done. That's why we're here, because that's why there's so many people in the channel. That's why there are so many holders, because it's working. That's the bottom line.
Okay, let me give you. I'm going to move on to our last topic, which is what I started earlier, and it's an important answer. Like, people want to know, so how do we keep all of this going? And I've given pieces and parts of those questions, answers to those questions, but I want to be really specific, right? So the first thing is, John, we keep doing what we've been doing. It's working, guys. We work together as a community and help us all to grow together. We buy on the dips. We invite friends to join, and we spread positive news. We combat negative news, and know that some of those people are just terrified, they got side agendas, or they just don't understand the project, right? We do this, guys, fairly and compassionate. We're not bashing people because they don't believe in Titano or because they don't understand. We just offer information. That's really, really important, because we don't want to turn into monsters, right? Because we're supporting our project. We want to be compassionate. We don't have to always agree, but that doesn't give us the right to be nasty to people. The second thing we do is innovate, right? We've talked to you today a lot about innovation and what we're doing and how we're pushing the envelope. And whenever you innovate, there's risk, right? We're out there alone. But what I can say to you is our track record is pretty darn good. And guess what? We got a ton of people copying us right now. So I would bet on our innovation track record, right? And believe me, guys, for every project that you're seeing, there's probably 10 that never get off the ground, where people are looking at it going, we should do it, and they just can't do it. So we've got a pretty good track record of innovation, right? So we do all these things to create an ecosystem, or I like to call it an economy, that can grow into something that can lead the way. And that's what all this is about. So let me talk a little bit just briefly about the use cases, right? So what are we doing? We're looking at all sorts of use cases. Some of them that are in DeFi, right? Like staking, and people ask me, said, hey, why don't you guys, stake the RFV in the treasury wallets? We're looking at it. Creating DeFi-based protocols that bring an additional RV and treasury revenue. We're looking at it, right? We got everything. There is no free lunch. Everything has to be examined closely and implemented based on the fact that we are 100% sure that it's going to bring value to all of us, particularly you guys, right? So along with that, we've got all these other new use cases. And I say to you what's important, because I'll tell you one of my personal goals, John. I want us to be able to decouple from Bitcoin that's being manipulated by all these whales that have no interest in crypto. I want us to be able to move our own way, and we can do it. How do we do it? Let me throw something at you guys. Imagine if we can continue to grow this Titano community until one day soon, we got 250,000 Titans. Titans, we can do whatever we want within the DeFi space, within the crypto space, and completely outside of crypto. If we move as a group of Titans into any industry, we can impact it. That's what I see for this project. Moving us through different projects and bringing value and letting people know, hey, we want to interact with your organization. We want something from you. We'll provide something to you. And we can win, and we can, again, I know saying big couple from Bitcoin, my God, it's blasphemy. I'm saying to you, this has all the undertakings. This is all the elements of a standalone, amazing project. And I don't want to limit the potential for this project. So I want you guys to think about that as we move forward. Have those big aspirations and big dreams like I do. That's why you're here in crypto, right? You didn't come here to do what you were doing everywhere else. You came here for something different. You came here for people, to find people who are going to help you look at what you wanted to get accomplished, right, on your own terms, right? A friend of mine uses the word sovereignty, right? Sovereignty is owning yourself. That's why you're here. That's why sorry, that's why we're here. So it's an amazing coincidence, or maybe it's not. Maybe it's fate. You know, I said to a friend of mine, he said, "Who would you compare us to?" And I said, "I would compare us to Tesla." And he said, "Tesla? You guys think you're Tesla?" I said, "I can't say I think we're Tesla, but I can't say we're not." Right? Tesla went into an industry, right? Everyone's amazed at this company. The most amazing thing about Tesla is Tesla went into an industry and took a product that no one could sell and sold it. No one could sell electric cars, and they sold it. Not only did they sell it, every freaking car company is now making electric cars, and soon will only make electric cars. Well, how did that happen? Tesla got people to understand that what they were expecting, what they felt they deserved, was possible. Tesla doesn't sell cars. Tesla sells freedom. That's the corny phrase behind Titano. That's what we're doing here, guys. So all of you are appreciated, and and all of you are necessary to execute this vision. Bring us your ideas, bring us your thoughts, bring us your complaints, bring us your criticisms, bring them all on. Let's talk about them. We're not going to duck them. We may not have every answer you need. We may not have answers that you like, but we are working to do the best that we can to turn this into the vision that we have and everyone has. Wow, I feel like I just delivered a speech. Thank you, guys.
No, very well said, David. And I think it makes a real difference to people to see just how passionate you are.
Oh man.
And the devs aren't here, but they are talking to us every single day, and they are this passionate. This is what they want to get across.
That's
and
right.
We're doing our best to translate that here.
Oh man.
You know what's amazing about this community, and just see it day in, day out. And I'm looking in the comments here, and one of the guys said, "Oh, we're going to have a busy day in Telegram and Discord today," and I love that. I just good on you. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for your help, because it's so true. We can't always answer these questions, can't always be here, because it takes a lot of planning, it takes a lot of time, right? And the mods can only answer one question at a time. So you guys helping each other out, it really makes a massive difference. If everyone helps onboard, sometimes you don't realize you onboard one person that day, and you guided them through the process. And at first it seemed like they really were just winding you up, but in the end, they buy it and they go, "Oh my God, this is amazing," and then they tell 10 other people, and those 10 people tell 10 people, and within a week there are 1,000 new people, possibly because of that one person you took the time to onboard. Now, the great thing as well, yes, Pickles, Cage, I love your movies.
Oh, me too. Yeah. Oh, he's great. He's really active. I talk with him all the time.
No, he's the guy right here. Hey man, he's doing an amazing job. Thank you so much, all of you. Titano Army, indeed. So,
John, can I have one thing? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, go for it. Yeah.
I just wanted to say to you, I don't want to not also give a shout out and a tremendous humble thanks to all of our moderators. They are spectacular.
Yeah. Incredible.
Oh man, they are absolutely wonderful. Thank you guys. John, you were great with them as well, and also to you, John. I mean, setting the tone for a lot of this stuff, it's just been amazing, man. So I really appreciate what you've done through this. And then one last thing, and that is, and I know you feel the same way, but the developers, Rob, Marty, Julius, amazing. And as John has said, what you guys are hearing is coming from them. Right.
Yeah.
All my notes and everything we're talking about, and we're here to communicate it and all that sort of stuff. And every time there's a question, the about anything, it's always, well, what's the best thing to do for our community?
Yes.
That's always their position. What's the best thing to do for our community? What is it, guys? What do you guys think? So I want you to know this is not happening by chance. This is purposely done, and their commitments are non-negotiable.
Yeah, and we were getting messages from them on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day and Boxing Day and New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, and I'm thinking, oh my God, guys, you're not going to rest, but apparently not. So so they really do work for the community. They're working for
Oh,
this
absolutely.
nonstop, and they're all out. So it's great, it's great, and just the guys. It's been a very long conversation today. We're going to wrap it up now, but as
Right.
many of you proven to us now that you really were paying attention. People are asking, "What's the surprise? What's the
All right,
surprise?"
John, I'm going to give you the honor of telling people the surprise. It's been something. I'll set it up and you do. It's been
No, no,
something
no, no.
that.
Let me do it. Let me do it.
Okay, you got it.
Okay,
Please.
okay, okay. Because I enjoyed the speech earlier, so I'd like a follow up to that.
Please.
Okay, so what is the surprise? Someone's just asked again. Well, guys, we today we've given you a multitude of answers. I hope we've told you that co contract changes are well in development. They're pretty much done. So very soon that's going to happen. We're getting rid of the mint function, so we can't mint. We're getting rid of the rescue token function. We're limiting those that's the big one, limiting the buy and sell fees to 13% buy and 18% sell. We're making the owner treasury and RFV wallets multi-sig. And overall, we're making security and code logic improvements. And all of this will be audited and ready to go, audited by Certic, and it will be approved. So after that, we're going to have the play, because obviously play works off the back of all that. So play will be working then. That's why there's a slight delay on that. We wanted to get those things through because they were pressing. And then beyond that, we're also offering a look into the future with the mobile app, the NFTs, Metaverse, and possible partnerships. These are all things that are being worked on concurrently and daily. And yet, there is one more surprise, one more big thing. And what is that, David?
Oh, you want me to say? Okay.
I want
All
you to
right.
say, yeah.
So some people feel, rightly so, that there was a really critical turning point, or let's say a thing that happened that just put us in overdrive. And perhaps they're right. And they've been clamoring to get more of that. And so I am here to announce that it's happened. And that is, it's the Jesse Eckel video that was done. That video, because it was completely unsolicited and because of Jesse's just plain talk, and it just turned everything. And I've been a follower of Jesse long before Titano, and looking at his journey, which is amazing. He's just a regular guy, just a great guy. And so the special announcement is we are doing an AMA with Jesse Eckel. It is 100% set up. I will have dates posted, but there will be an interview with Jesse Eckel in his Discord group, and he could not be more excited to participate more with Titano and to do this AMA. So you guys will all be invited, and if you're thinking like I'm thinking, or like we're thinking, this is going to be extraordinarily positive for Titano, and it is 100% confirmed, guys.
Amazing. All right,
man,
David, this has been a very long conversation. I hope you guys found this useful. I hope you found it helpful. Again, thank you so much to everyone involved in Titano. Thank you so much to this community. You guys are the best. David, any closing statement before we call it?
No, I think I've said enough. But again, I just echo everything that you've said, guys. This is your project. It's about you. Please don't be shy. Thank you to everyone that attended this AMA and that'll listen to it in the future. And we are here and available. With any questions that you guys have. I know some of you guys are not shy about doing that. The only thing I would say is when you ask questions, look for an answer. And also absolutely. Sometimes we just can't give an answer. There isn't a good answer, but we'll try. But I appreciate you guys. It's great. We're at the beginning of something amazing, and we look forward to getting there with you guys. Thank you all for your time, and we appreciate it humbly and with gratitude.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Okay.
All
Goodbye
right.
for now.
Good night, and we will talk with you guys soon.
Bye-bye.